So I was scrolling through Facebook Marketplace per usual, and I saw that there's a Chinese ATV for only 150 bucks, pretty close to my house. And I mean, it looked a little rough on the outside, but other than that, the engine looked pretty clean, and I mean, it just looked pretty good for a Chinese ATV, especially for 150 bucks. And it said in the description, don't know much about it, had someone working on it, said it ran and he couldn't get it to stay running, so gave up. Good for someone that knows about them, so it does need some work. And I offered him 70 and he said he would take it. And he told me that his father-in-law was actually working on it, and he couldn't get it to stay running, so he just kind of gave up on it. But yeah, so show you me fixing it up now. Well, I'm home now, and I got the ATV. I picked it up, and it seems to look okay. All the plastics are loose. See, it's got some tears in it, so that'll black. I think they just come right off. Yeah, they don't have any bolts in them. Came with this battery, but I charged it overnight and it didn't charge. Just the next day. I didn't feel like working on it when I got it home. I was busy. But, plastics were originally pink. He said he got it running. His father-in-law actually, he had his father-in-law working on it. Plastics were pink before. His father-in-law was working on it. He got it running. It wouldn't stay running. And it just wouldn't stay running. So I'm guessing that's a carb issue. But I mean, just by looking at the fuels right here, fuel mix. Huh? What? He's got the fuel all the way down to the drainage. Well, as you can see that he's got fuel hose leading all the way down to the drainage. That's not right. Lights are hooked up. It's missing front lights. Yeah, the lights are hooked up, and there's no cover for this. Chain seems pretty tight. So my tires hold air. I filled them up with air yesterday. All four of them. Some sort of like emissions thing right here. But let me just set my camera. I mean, the wiring harness seems pretty organized. So I'm gonna throw that battery in and see if this will turn on. Fuse looks okay. I think, oh, look at that. I just pulled in the brake. Oh my goodness. I was not expecting that. The brakes, probably the first ATV I've had that actually, brakes actually work. Let's see, this is on position. Oh yeah, it turns over. And gotta find some gasoline and put it in the tank, but yeah, I mean, it turns over. Sounds kind of weak, but yeah, what did I know? Just a little gas, not too much. This gas isn't the greatest, I don't think. Take that out, and I'm gonna throw it on the other side. A little gas came out, I got it on my hands, but alright, why am I not seeing a hole where you plug the carb in? Honestly, I don't know how I didn't see it right here. Is it right there? No, right? Can't be, huh? That's maybe right there, but what the? Got it hooked up to right here, but that's literally the only place I could think that it could be hooked up, because this is a drainage area. I have no idea what is going on up. I have no idea where it could be out, go anywhere else. Oh, look at that carb starting to drip. Carb is not good. Better try starting it while I have a chance. Oh, let's go. Something's up with that car. Maybe I can... Something's up with that car, but let's go. $70 for this. That car was dripping really bad. I gotta shut this off. That car was dripping real bad. I gotta get some towels to wipe that up. I got some, I didn't even check if it had spark, but I got some towels and wipe that up. Let's see if it'll start again. There it is. Oh shoot, it's running away. Idle's too high. Huh. Something is up with that carb. I'm gonna check that out real quick. Dude, I see where it's leaking from. Sorry for the camera. I see where it's leaking from. It's this gasket right here. Yeah, it's this gasket. Huh. Alright, well, I better stop it real quick. Yeah, it's this gasket. So, the carb's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to order a new carb. I think they're like 10, 15 bucks on Amazon. So, I'm just going to order a new carb quick. So, that's what I'm going to do. But for now, I'm just going to clean all this engine grease off and touch this thing up. And I'm not gonna jinx myself, but this is the easiest ATV I've probably had in a long time. I'm so excited. I'm gonna go knock on some wood real quick, but this is awesome. Not all of your guys' ATVs that you might see for free or junked. I paid more for 8 Chinese ATVs that have not started this well or started this fast. So I don't know what to say other than I'm happy. So hopefully I didn't just jinx myself. I'm gonna knock on some wood real quick. But yeah, I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna wipe that leakiness off or the gas off, and I'm gonna clean up that engine bay. Oh, this is awesome. Or whatever this thing is called. I'm gonna open this not gas cap, oil cap. All right. Alright, oil level looks pretty good. See that? Oh yeah, that's brand new oil. That is brand new oil. Oh, that's awesome. This guy's father-in-law knew what he was doing for the most part, other than why the gas was hooked up there. But I'm gonna take some of this WD-40 and some napkins, and I'm just gonna go around and just clean this engine bay. Get all this grime that you see up in here and on the side, all over here and underneath where it's grimy. So I'm just gonna do a time lapse of that real quick. So let's go. I got it all cleaned up, as you can see. I mean, it's pretty amazing on what just some elbow grease, WD-40, and some paper towels can do you. Yeah, I got it all cleaned up, looking nice, and I looked at the brand, and it's Red Cat, and I'm pretty sure I've heard of this Chinese ATV brand, and I mean, they made some pretty good Chinese ATVs. Of course, it's still Chinese, so they're not very reliable, like the gasket went out, but I mean, the thing with these Chinese ATVs is that they're only like 10 bucks to repair some of these parts, except the engine, of course. Even the engine, but I'm finding an engine for, I think, $170 on Amazon, and throw it in quick. But some of them do have problems, like not having spark, maybe having spark out of the engine, but then once you put it in, it doesn't. But I mean, the suspension, it's not the greatest. I mean, but the front suspension's good. I didn't even have to get into any of the wiring, and let's hope I don't. There's no key, which, I mean, there's 2 keyholes, but I'm not sure if I have. There's 2 areas where to put keys, but I'm not sure if I have that. There's solenoid, starter solenoid. But Brakes work good. I mean, can't push that. Yeah. Back brakes work good. Yeah. I mean, now the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paint these plastics because this paint job is not the very best. I'm just gonna take a regular paper towel and I'm just gonna try to wipe all this crud off. All right, so what I'm gonna do quick is I'm gonna actually take a couple of these zip ties right here and I'm gonna drill a few holes right here and then zip tie it so this plastic doesn't keep cracking. I'm gonna do that quick. Doing that, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of the sandpaper. I'm gonna sand all these pieces of plastic down. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of this blue spray paint that I found, this Rust-Oleum Ultra Matte blue spray paint that I found. Kind of matches this color, but I had it laying around from an older ATV, and now I'm just gonna spray them on the top. It's a little loud outside, so I'm just going to do a voiceover. So now I'm just going to paint the underside black. Now that I'm done spray painting these, I'm just going to let these, it's a pretty hot day, so I'm going to let these dry for 30-40 minutes. And then I'll flip it over and touch up the back side, the front side, any blue that got covered with a little bit of black. So I just got my new carburetor right here from Amazon, 1-day shipping. And that's also one of the great things about Chinese ATVs is that you can, I already said this, I know, but you can just get cheap parts off of Amazon. And if you have Prime, it's 1-2-day shipping. So yeah, I'm gonna get that on. So starting here in this part of the video, I really start to struggle with this ATV, and I could have edited this part out, but I wanted to keep it in to show you guys that not everything goes perfect the first time around, and that you just have to stick with it and keep going until you figure it out. The choke on, so now it's off, and now it's still leaking. I'm not sure why it's leaking. Brand new carb, but we'll see now. Tighten this choke. Let me tighten this idle screw real quick, and we'll see. Idling. Hopefully this carb isn't dripping. Yeah. Stop it. I hooked up the fuel shutoff and the fuel hose this way in case the fuel hose was leaking, and it wasn't. But what I did find out was that this screw down here was all the way tightened, so it was just flooding up in here. It had no chance to breathe and had no air to breathe. So it was just flooding all in here, and there's no air in here. So I had to loosen this screw. It was like completely tightened down. So if you get a new carburetor, make sure that screw isn't completely tightened down once you put it in, or it's gonna start flooding like you just saw, and that sucks. But now I guess we'll just see if it starts. So put a wide zoom. There we go. Battery's connected, a little gas. I dumped all my gas. I barely have any gas, but let's see if it starts. Oh yeah. Starts right up. Yeah, this is awesome. Let's go. I'm so excited I figured that out. Let's go. So what I'm gonna do is fill it up. Before I ride it, I'm gonna let it warm up because I don't know how long it's been since this thing has ran. And then also this one bolt isn't connected, so I'm probably gonna zip tie that down or something to the gas tank. So yeah, I'm gonna do that quick and get the plastics on. All right, so I got the plastics on somewhat. They're still a little loose, like back here, a little loose. These aren't really necessarily the right plastics, but they will definitely work. The rest of the plastics are fine. As you can see, it got dark out, so I'm gonna pick this up tomorrow. And yeah, so see you tomorrow. What I'm gonna do is take this metal piece off so this plastic foot area can sit in there better. And I think it's just these two screws. So yeah, I'll show you me doing that because this video is already too long and nobody has an attention span these days. So, and this video is already gonna be around 30 minutes long, but there's these two little slots right here. And I'm just gonna basically, this isn't the right footrest area for this ATV, but I'll make it work. So I'll have to do some rigging, but there's already a hole right here that it fits, but I gotta drill another one. So I'm gonna do that and do some rigging up here and drilling. So I'll skip to me doing these ones. And it's actually really solid. And yeah, that is really solid. Tightening all these bolts on, they actually went on pretty well. And I already did the other side, so that could be why, but yeah, it's solid. Now what I'm gonna do is shave off these plastics end with a Dremel on each end and kind of make them smoother and look nicer. I'm doing that, just made them look nice and stuff. So yeah, it looks pretty good. And honestly, the quad is turning out pretty good. The last thing I gotta do is tape the seat up so it doesn't keep ripping. So I'm gonna do that quick. Alright, so I let the ATV warm up, and now I'm gonna go for a test drive. Start it up. Especially for what it is. As you just saw, this thing does run, and it runs pretty well, and it was fun. And it's not the prettiest looking ATV, but it works, and it works pretty well, if I do say so myself. And this took about 3 days to build and fix up from $70, and the battery, gas, and what else? The carburetor and bolts. I spent roughly around $150 on this. Probably a little less, maybe 130, 140. But right around, I would say right around 140. That's what I spent on this to build this ATV and how it was. So it took a while. There's some ups and downs, and it was a pretty simple fix, the carburetor. Luckily, not something like no spark. But to you guys, I say go out there, try to find an ATV and fix it up and flip it. And that's what I'm going to do with this. And so thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment to see more videos like this, and just to keep you updated when I post. So thank you guys. See you later.